Hey Shiloh, it's Tim Brown from New York City, responding to your beautiful cards that you made. Uh, Thank you for all these. I received them. I went through all of them. I read the questions, and I have some answers for you, and I have some award winners. So let's see here. First, I love this card because I love the American flag. I'm very patriotic. And I'd love to know who sent it because there is no name on it. So whoever that is, would you let me know? That'd be great. This is the Chrysler building here behind me here, uh, and I'm in Midtown. I'm on my terrace, which I'm very lucky to have here in New York City. So these cards, I wanted to say, are the most creative, and people who made them uh, put a lot of time into them. So thank you, Cameron and Jenna on this one, and Jenna's on the inside. He has even more trees and things, and a little courage and honor badge. So thanks, Jenna, for that. It means an awful lot to me. Uh, a question that many of you asked was, how did I get through the weeks and months after September 11th, 2001? And it was hard, but I had family and friends mostly who were there for me. My brother Chris and my brother Mike were down here pretty quickly after it happened, and they spent weeks and months with me. And my friend Paul Conway, who was fire chief in Milwaukee, flew down here and spent several weeks with me also. So that was really important and helpful. The other thing that got me through was uh, Andrea Bocelli and his music. I every day that I woke up, I would put his music in my ears, and his voice was just very calming and soothing to me. And I would take that time in the morning for about an hour, uh, just listening to his voice and crying a lot for my friends who I had lost. And then I would put that in a box kind of in the morning and put it in its place, and I would try and get things accomplished for the rest of the day. I learned that from my therapist. I went to therapy 3 times a week, and she helped me in those beginning days to understand grief and how to deal with it. Uh, so I allowed myself to grieve, but I structured it in the morning, and I put Bocelli in my ears, and I went for a rollerblade or got some exercise, and that was really helpful for me. So let's get to the question I chose out of this. This is from Matthew Fairchild, another great patriotic card. Matthew's question is, what is one thing that you think everyone should know and learn about 9/11? And thanks an awful lot for that, Matthew, because that is kind of what I do now in my public speaking. I want to talk about two things. I talk about truth in history and patience in grief. So, truth in history means never forgetting, as you can see here, never forgetting what happened that day. And Mayor Giuliani says it was the best day of his life and the worst day of his life all in one. And I agree with that. The worst day, we know, evil attacked us. Evil, radical Islamic terrorists attacked innocent human beings in New York, Washington, D.C., and in Pennsylvania, and killed a lot of innocent people. Not just Americans. These people that were killed, nearly 3,000 innocents, were from 90 different countries. So it was an attack on the world, and it was an attack on humanity. It just happened to take place in America. So we never want to forget who did that. The second piece of that is the good part of it. And the good part of it is that humanity responded with with goodness, and we countered and we attacked evil with goodness. The firefighters and police officers who ran up the stairs, the office workers who helped their fellow office workers escape the building and then gave their own life. There are many examples of that, especially on Flight 93, the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania. Some of the passengers of that plane who were not firefighters or police officers decided that they would rather crash the plane in an unpopulated area than allow the terrorists to crash it into buildings in Washington. And so they fought and they took back the plane and wound up crashing in a field in Pennsylvania. By doing that, they saved hundreds and hundreds of lives in Washington, D.C. Um, the second part of my mantra is patience in grief. And what I found and what I want you to learn is that when something terrible happens to you and you are in grief, or you are depressed, or you're very lonely, you have to be patient with that, because things will happen in your life, things will come in your life, good things will come that you don't expect. So maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe in a year, and if you watch the film through our 9 years, it takes a long time. But if you can hold on to that patience in your grief, in your hard time, and just hold on for another day, for another week, for another month, good things are going to come. I promise you. We've been there and we've seen it. And 13 years later now, I'm so happy with my life. I have new love and laughter and joy, new people, new events, new things that happen to me in my life, and I'm very happy. It just takes a while to do. So patience and grief. So thanks for the questions. I hope we can continue this back and forth with your class. And thanks, Mike, for doing this for your kids. It is a great learning experience for them at their age. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.